the foundation of or the names that are within it, it had the names of the apostles.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
You know, like it says, like even Paul said, he says those seem to be pillars.
Right,
Because
right.
after you lay the foundation, then you got a pillar pillars as well. Those are representations of the apostles.
Oh,
Which in Galatians he was referring to Peter, James, and John. But he was talking about the whole piece with the Gentiles, which is the Israelites that were coming into the fold that had not believed. Which Peter was sent out to do that with Cornelius. But he had slipped up in how he was acting. Which that happens. Yeah. There's other ways that happens even in Israel, even though it's not the same, but it's somewhat similar. You know, because back then it was dealing with the fact you had Jakes that grew up in it, then you had Jakes that didn't grow up in it. Whereas even on this side, even though it's different, you could have an example of, like, for example, someone that doesn't look like whatever people saying an Israelite looks like.
Right.
Because look, even in the land, man, y'all, a lot of guys, y'all gonna be confounded. Some of you brothers and sisters that are pro-Black Israel, pro-Negro, and there's no such thing as a Negro in the Bible. You had people that looked like Blake Griffin that was in the land.
As part of it,
you
man.
had Blake Griffin's look. You had Jason look like Blake Griffin is in the land. Tiger Woods, Anne Marie. That's right. Sorry.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's gonna burst your bubble, then this is not for you.
Yeah.
Because if you're carnal and you don't care about neck being sealed, regardless of how they look like, the gospel's not for you.
Right.
Might have some loose in there.
Yeah.
yeah, right.
That's crazy. I seen an interview with Lucy Lou like out of nowhere this morning.
That's like this brother I work with, man. He Issacharite, and you know he keep coming back and forth to me, asking me about the scriptures, and then he came the other day that he just got back into the scriptures. He said, "Man, I'm sorry, I fell off." I say, "Hey, man, you ain't got to apologize to me, man.
That's right.
This is your own peace. This is your salvation right here, man."
Yeah.
So he went to an Asian cat, man, one of his partners, and he was like, "Hey, man, I want to hear some more about that, man." So he asked me, he said, "Hey, man, would you mind talking to the dude?" I said, I don't mind. He said, "But Asians ain't on your sign, though." I say, "It don't matter, man. I can't discriminate against nobody. If the dude believe in what we tell him, if you told him that the Messiah was black and he believe it, hey, man, who am I to tell him that he ain't part of this thing, man?"
Exactly.
I say, man, if he want it, he can get it, bro. This thing is freely given.
Yeah, that's the stage we're in. The stage we're in is not on. We've graduated beyond the chart.
Yeah, right.
I talked about that in the a couple weeks ago in the radio show about the fact that we're still talking about the chart, but the chart was built to prove prophecy.
That's right.
Genesis 49 primarily. That's how we know we're in the last days. Because if we can't break it down, we're not in the last days.
And the chart also it attracts people. Yeah. As far as like the scriptures say, you know, they stop and ask like, what is this? What does this mean? You know, and so and then once that, you know, we explain to them what it means, you know, and a lot of people get understanding from the chart.
Yeah, they understand now why we have it out there.
Why we got it.
You know, we broke it down to some people that don't look like average Negro, and they were like, "Oh wow, that makes sense."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's amazing how Jay can't get it.
Jay can't get it,
but
man.
you know, they were getting it. We breaking down the what's it called? We said, "Yeah, look, this is really a roadmap to prove to us that we're in the last days." And we went to Genesis 49, broke comes down, and they're like, "You know what? That makes sense."
Yeah. Yep, that's true, man.
You know? And so, I mean, and just like the brother was saying, we can't turn this down from nobody because, you know, I did my own personal research on people and their grandfathers and descendants, and it was crazy. You see some of these people, man. You see, like the brother said, you see a girl that looked like Lucy Lou, man.
Right,
His grandfather looked like Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It confounds you. Dad was out there in Korea, in the Korean War back. Granddad was out in the Korean War back in the 50s.
Yeah.
Married a Korean woman, had a son. Then that son went and got with another different type of woman and had daughters. And then she out here looking like Lucy Lou.
That's seed, man.
Yeah, but then when you see her start dancing, she be out dancing you.
That's seed.
You know, when she's out there dancing, you be like, man, where's this Asian girl get that rhythm from? It's a natural.
Right.
You don't even know. You sitting there wondering why she can sing and dance and all that. Why she rolling her neck?
That's why
you think she just trying to be like. You think she just trying to be funny?
That's why the scripture.
You know, you seeing her rolling her neck. She like, oh, well, I seen that before. Go ahead, Hawk.
I'm just saying the scripture we just read earlier, you know, it says subdue your mind.
Yeah.
All right? I mean, you subdue your mind to the old thinking.
That's right.
Right? I mean, you can't leave that stuff to your own understanding,
That's
man.
right.
Understanding how that seed work, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, some people, they just can't even fabricate in their mind that, you know, nah, that's not even possible.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to put off of that way of thinking.
That's right. You got to become spiritual.
That's right.
Because if you believe that Israel was scattered as pertaining to the prophecies, you know, a lot of these guys can't even answer. Okay, you got guys that say that America was not as Auschwitz, right? Now they say that it was Europe, right?
Right.
Now, if you ask them, can you tell us who the 10 tribes are in Europe and how do they look like today?
Right.
Did they disappear off the earth? Oh no, they're those black. No, those so-called Negro people that you see in Europe, 90-something% of them came in the 20th century, migrating from Africa and from the Caribbean.
That's right.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Lennox Lewis.
Yeah,
Lennox Lewis was an old descendant of the ancient middle-aged Englishman. He came from the Caribbeans.
Yep. Like many a Jake.
So you can't say it's him. Then you got the heavyweight boxer, Anthony Joshua. Who's like one of the #1 fighters in the world. His parents came from Nigeria. So he wasn't one of them middle-aged Israelites that ruled in the Middle Ages.
Yeah, right.
So where are they at? Did they just disappear off the planet? No, let me guess. The Most High did a paper bag test and a hair texture test, and once they start looking like Jake, he eliminated them from the tribes.
And what
they don't look like him no more, so they out of there.
And what it is, these dudes not reading, man. They
doctrine contradicts.
Yeah.
You saying Asaraseth is Asia Minor in Turkey and Europe, but then if we go and tell you, can you go to Turkey and show us these Israelites that left the Syrian Empire that are in Turkey today? No.
And this
so they disappeared off the planet, right?
And see that understanding not being there is indicative of them not being in the fear of the Most High.
That's right.
Because it says here in Psalms 111:10, the fear of Yahweh is the beginning of wisdom, and a good understanding have all they that do his commandments. Praise ye him forever. So now the thing is, a good understanding have they that do his commandments. So obviously these guys who are coming up with these wayward doctrines, they're not doing the commandments of the Lord. There is no fear and there's no wisdom there.
Yeah.
So they're coming out of their own hearts, man.
Yeah, and their own biases.
Yeah.
And they got hate for the so-called Northern Kingdom already in their heart.
Exactly. And so
they can't accept them, so a doctrine has to come out to fuel that disposition they already had.
And
right.
With wisdom, they can't answer the questions to come with
exactly.
You can't answer that question. No, you go on the comment board and you ask them, hey, well, if you believe that the Saraseth was Europe or that was Asia Minor, can you identify today who those people are? Let's go get a whole bunch of famous people that live in Turkey and point to and tell me which one of them was descendant of them tribes you said that left the Assyrian Empire over there. They can't do it.
They can't do it.
Crickets. Because ain't none of them going to say Enos Cantor, that plays for the Oklahoma City Thunder, who's a Turkishman, is one of them descendants.
Nah.
No, we don't know if he is. But they ain't going to say that because they got to go find the woolly-haired Jake that's somehow out there in Turkey who probably came there to play basketball or soccer.
And
you know what I'm saying? Yep. That's the guy you're going to bring up, the guy from Brazil that plays for Ferbernecki.
Yeah. Right.
The top Turkish club over there for soccer.
Man, hey, they don't have a clue, man. They don't have a clue. And they don't see how this thing, how the Most High had that revolving door for Jake all throughout the planet, man.
Yep.
Yeah, Jake was ruling in Europe. But then when you go into the history, you start to see Esau start to push Jake out. And some of the Jakes even went on boat trips across from Europe to the United States and started up the 13 colonies with other people, man.
Yeah.
So you had Jakes who were already in prominent positions here in the United States beforehand. So you're looking at a rotation. These people,
a lot of people don't understand. That's so heavy. I talked about it with another brother. I forgot who it was, but we were talking about it too. We were talking about how the fact that Jake was the original ones that settled America.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
the ones that was ruling under King James, was King James and his son Prince Charles, were the last Jakes that ruled in Europe. Because we were talking about it the other day, that with the way Esau took everything down, it went eastward to westward. That's the reason why that King James Bible coming out in 1611 is so pivotal. Because the last monarch that was ruling in Europe was the throne of King James.
Right.
Because they had taken around the other thrones that were east of them. The German thrones that, you know, they implemented the Habsburg dynasties.
Yeah.
All those different, they started going down.
Saxe
King Casimir was the last Jake that ruled in Poland. King Casimir the Great, which you can find pictures. They got the statue of him in Europe, the original one, not the replicas that they sell out there in Poland.
Right,
the original replica has him looking
Jake.
Like straight up Jake.
Yep,
Right.
yep. You look at the nose and the lips on that, man.
No,
That's right.
Yep.
you out there looking like Russell Westbrook with a beard.
right.
King of Poland.
Yeah.
Just, you know, confounds you.
That's right.
Nicophorus out there in Turkey, the Byzantine Empire. Before the downfall of the Byzantine Empire, the Emperor Nicophorus and his whole family.
Yep. That's right.
I mean,
so this thing is constantly, man. You look at that. That's like taking a sifter, man, and you just shaking that sucker up, man, and putting all these different herbs. You're like, man, that look like cumin, man. That's mixed in with this. You know, you can't tell, man.
You can't tell no more, man. That's thousands of years. Jake was scattered. The first scattering after we came into the land was even occurring in the time of Judges. Jake's being taken into Moab.
Right.
Some people stayed behind. You know what happens with Jake?
Hey, man, look.
Jake might fall in love with a girl looking like some Asian actress or something.
Right.
And he just stay out there in land of Moab, man.
Hey, and then be considered a Moabite. And then might have a book written about him.
Yeah.
Come on.
That could be a Reubenite.
Come on, bro. Come on.
Hey, man.
Sometimes, like the brother said about the humble piece, one big thing about being humble is listening to other brothers, man.
Right.
You can't, you know, if you want to get, you know how to get the full, complete knowledge of the scriptures, man. It's not just you reading the book.
Right.
That's right, man.
The Most High will increase your knowledge because you humbled your mind to listen to another guy.
Yeah. Because see, man, that's part of
one of the most beautiful breakdowns in Israel is the Ruth breakdown.
Right,
and
bro.
God's rejected it.
And the thing that gets me is that somebody in their mind would think that the Most High would take a heathen person and write a whole book about a heathen.
And give her an honorable name.
Exactly.
One of the most honorable women, top 5.
That's right.
Top 5
most honorable woman probably in the scriptures is Ruth, man.
And then they gonna call her a Moabite, and man, and that's throughout Israel. I hear it all the time where brothers are saying Ruth was a Moabite, man.
Bruh.
And it's very, and you know what?
I'm gonna have to download it and repost that brother's lesson.
Yeah, it has to, bro. It has to be down there.
Reading the scriptures,
Hey, bro.
All right, bro. All right.
How did you guys back into some 18
You wasn't over there when we came through.
Yeah. And plus got them up there in the
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so that roof piece, man.
Roof piece is one of the most beautiful lessons. That's one of the top 10 lessons I've ever seen a brother do that just sticks in your mind. Like when you saw it, it was just jaw dropping, bro.
Yeah.
It was jaw dropping. I couldn't believe it. I watched it twice.
Yeah.
I watched it back to back. Like this is it.
And I didn't. And you know what? I watched all that guy's videos, man. But I did not watch that one. I don't know why until I talked to you about it, and you was like, "Have you watched that?" I say, "Nah, man." You just like, "Watch it." So I just sat down one day and I just watched the whole thing, and I was like, "She a Reubenite, man. She a Reubenite."
Yeah.
I was like, "This girl is a
I
Reubenite."
took notes on that joke.
Yeah, man. That's what I did. I took notes on it.
Drew the whole little map, all that what he had on that.
Because when you look at it, Israel was right next to Moab, man.
Yeah, and we took over. When we had war with Moab, we took over the plains of Moab.
It took over the
scriptures. It tells you.
and that's
And
why
the brother broke it down to history.
That's right.
historically,
And the
man.
lot being divided to Reuben.
Yep.
And they inherited the plains of Moab, man.
And bro, and then now you go into, for you pro-black Israelites, now you can see how the so-called Native Americans can look that way with the noses like that, the eyes, the high cheekbones, because they were mingled in with Moab, man.
Yeah, they live by them, man. And it's crazy because, man, it's crazy that you brought this up because I was watching a little documentary that Esau created about where did the Native Americans come
I
from.
got the National Geographic book at my house.
But the National Geographic book, they have another article. They said it came from the Middle East. Is that the one you got?
Yeah, I think no.
There's one with the National Geographic.
That's what it
DNA.
says. It says that, but I'm just saying according to, you know, it's proof that they linked. You know. with the Asians. That's sort of the way they look.
Yeah, now get this. They use that with the Bering Strait theory.
Yeah, that's
because the Bering Strait theory is that there was a land bridge that existed.
That's what they had in the National Geographic.
Which is a big lie.
Yeah,
which a lot of Israelites use against the Northern Kingdom.
Yeah.
Now the reason why, now it just so happens that most of the natives of the Americas don't even look alike.
They don't.
Not at all.
The Native Americans don't even look like the natives that are over in the Caribbean islands.
Mm-hmm. They don't look nothing like them,
because they were situated by the same people.
Right.
A native. Listen, you're telling me if they're people, if these Edomites is telling us that they are descendants of East Asia, why is it that I can tell the difference? Why is it that I know if I'm in Southwest Houston, over there off of Bel Air, where you got so-called Chinatown?
Yeah.
How come when I drive through there, I don't confuse a so-called East Asian person from a Mexican?
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
I should be wrong. I should be thinking. I should be confused every day.
Yeah.
Right.
How come I'm not confused? Because they don't look alike. One, Issachar did not live by.
That's right.
I can tell.
Issachar lived further north by the Syrians.
Yeah.
That's why Syrians look like Hispanic.
And that's why
I can tell the difference between a Mexican and a Guatemalan.
Me too.
I can tell the difference between them.
Remember when we was the guy at the bus stop?
Yeah.
When we saw him, we knew he was Central. We knew he wasn't Issachar.
Right.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, that dude's Zebulon.
Yeah.
And then the brother asked him, he said, hey man, where you people from? He was like, he said you're from Guatemala or Honduras or something.
That's it.
Yeah.
They don't even look the same.
Not at all.
Like when you see a Honduran and a Nicaraguan, they have a different look.
Yeah.
It's not the same tribe. You can tell.
Right.
Issachar got a distinct look, a distinct variety of looks that you just know it's Issachar.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially if you live like in the southwestern part of the U.S. where you see a lot of them, you can after a while you can tell the difference, man.
Right.
Like, oh, that's, like, oh yeah, that man. You might see the group of them. You're like, man, that's some Central Americans over there.
Yeah.
That ain't so-called Mexican.
Yep.
And then they don't got the same Central American ain't got the workhorse.
Yeah, they don't have that
spirit of an Issacharite. They ain't gonna do all that stuff.
That is rested only upon Issachar, man. And man, believe me, it's not just here in the United States. The world knows about Issachar, man. No, they the hardest workers on the planet.
Exactly. The world.
Nobody can outwork Issachar, man. That's one thing that they can be like, y'all some lazy bums. But man, that's your blessing, bro. You got that power to work.
Yeah.
That's it.
So-called Puerto Ricans are known for their laziness.
They can't. You put a Puerto Rican out on a house building project.
Just like,
man, that boy gonna be sitting on the side eating oranges, man.
And that's Ephraim.
Yeah.
Like as real Ephraimite descendant of the Tainos, they don't got the same, what's it called? They're more like, and you observe it when you go to the East Coast. They they're Israel, but they're not like the so-called Mexicans. They're just not.
Cause I had this partner of mine, man, up at my job, man. When I first saw him, man, I say, there go Ephraim right there. That joker walk was lazy, man. He had a cool walk, but he just that joker, he had that flavor on him and everything, but that joker was just, and he sit back. That joker be eating them grapes, playing chess at the job.
Come on, man.
He would be like, I be like, hey man, what's going on?
Even if you work with an Issacharite at a white collar job, and I witnessed this myself, they're the hardest workers.
Bruh, my boss.
They're the hardest workers, bro. They be grinding in the office. He be like, damn.
This dude would do so much work, man. He would, and then I was one of the hard, and this is in my I have to put myself out there on that piece.
In your opinion.
I was busting my butt at that gig, man. The one that was standing there later than me was my boss, man. This dude was constantly doing stuff. I say, dude, man, you get here before me, man, and I leave late and you still here? He say, I got to get the work done. I was like, oh man, I'm putting in 12 hours, man. This dude staying at 13, 14 hours, man.
And I seen it, man, in white collar jobs.
Yeah.
You think it's blue collar.
It ain't.
In white collar jobs, man. I remember when I got a training with my first job out of college, my first real job out of college, I would say. I was in the same class with a Issacharite dude. He actually he went to Eisenhower, so he grew up with Slim Thug, and he graduated like around the same time as him. So me and him was in the same class, and we graduated. And we ended up being on the same. We ended up getting out of the same training class together. And we were on the same team.
Yeah.
That boy I was grinding. He was taking it to a whole nother level. and it was easy for him. It wasn't like he was stressing it. He was just like, I'm coming early, I'm a grind, you know what I'm saying? I'm a leave late. And his wife knew I'm coming late, like I'm grinding.
Yeah.
And he just could do it. And I'd be like, Eric, man, like, you can just leave, man. He's like, no, man, I gotta work.
Yeah, he gotta work. He is hard, man. That's their blessing, bro. That's their blessing.
The other tribes can't do that, man. And you could go to the other Latin tribes, the other so-called Latin tribes, they call them Latin influence. You know, we're just using that as, we're not saying that's what they are. We're saying it's that as just to make it easy for you. They can't do that. Ephraim Shore can't do that.
Boy,
you guys don't know, man. I told them brothers, man. You know, it's a whole different range of people when you come out Ephraim, man.
Yeah. It
you know
is.
that they're the head tribe.
Yeah.
Based on the way that they act, and the woman of a tribe will tell you a lot about a tribe.
Right.
Very true.
Because they have a mentality, man. Judah women actually have that mentality, man.
Exactly.
Ephraimite women have that same mentality. Look at Evelyn Lazada. Look at that. And man, she has that strong spirit on that. That's why the scriptures say that the Hebrew women being lively, bruh. Ephraim and Judah have that real lively, spirited, bossy attitude about them, bruh.
Yeah.
And that comes from being in the leading tribes, man.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's very true, man. And you see it because Issacharite woman is a lot more laid back.
Yeah.
She's a lot more laid back. You know, even if she's negative, it's a little bit different. Like the negatives of each tribes. Yeah. When you examine it, it's so glaring. When you examine certain tribes based on the curses, based on the characteristics of the tribes, you can see it, man. Some of the worst women of our nation is going to be from the top tribes.
Yeah.
And that's just some of the worst men. From the top tribes.
And that's why you'll see most of that's why you'll see most of the top tribe men going after the Central American women. Going into, El Salvador, the lesser tribes, so to speak, because those women, they reverence the men, they have a reverence, but they're very humble. They're very humble in aspect. Now, that's not to be all of them. Yeah, that's not speaking in absolutes. Yeah. But you're going to see a majority of those more so in those tribes rather than in the top tribes.
Yeah, we can get something real quick on on one of the tribes. Like on Levi, it tells you that how Levi was going to be. I believe it's one of the prophecies concerning the priesthood, or they talk about how basically they're going to be made base. Yeah. Which with the Levites, they're very influential because they were the priests. Of keeping the law. But when you go into places like Florida with the Haitians and things like that, they were very hated, one, because that was a prophecy that they were going to be really hated amongst all the tribes in a different way. Because Judah's hated, but it's a different hate towards Levi.
It's a different type of hate.
And Levi has they're very righteous people naturally because they're joined unto the Most High. But when they're wicked, they're completely wicked.
They completely wicked.
You know what I'm saying? And people are shook when they're around Levites.
They are.
I remember before I got into the truth, I went down to Miami because one of my friends, his cousin worked for one of them airlines, like one of them smaller airlines, like one of the value jet type airlines. I forgot the name of the company. And so we went out to Miami, and we went to a spot, and there were some Haitians that came through, and people were just shook.
Yeah, cause see that negative.
People were just shook, like when they came in. All the other tribes were just like, man, hold up, man. Like, it was like, watch.
Cause see when that Haitian that name of Haiti or whatever, it has a very negative connotation. Voodoo automatically comes to everybody's mind. Yeah. They're like, okay, they're gonna put something on me. They're gonna put something on me, man. They're gonna put that voodoo on
Haiti,
me.
which goes back to Hades, which means hell. Because Esau made it a living hell, that Hispaniola, a hell. It was one of the worst slavery conditions were in Haiti. They used to, the men used to live till like average age 27, 28 years old. Then they had to bring more men. Because they were working them so hard, they were working them to basically death. And then they would bring in more men. It was bad.
Man. And then like the prophecy against him and Simeon being in Hispaniola, you see that. Oh, you got it? Oh yeah, go on ahead.
This is Genesis chapter 49 and 5. Simeon and Levi are brethren. Instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. O my soul, come not thou into their secret, unto their assembly. Mine honor, be not thou united.
See, there you go, right there.
They're basically their secret assembly of their witchcraft.
Of their witchcraft, because both of them basically, they always like to attribute it to just strictly Haiti.
Yeah.
But then Simeon has that same aspect too.
Santeria. Now, peep this to let you know that that's even talking about both of them, because Santeria, even the other so-called North Latin tribes, they seek out Santeria from the Dominicans.
Yeah, that's right.
There's so-called Mexicans that are into Santeria because of them.
And then
you know what I'm saying? Because of Dominicans.
Yeah. And then
the Puerto Ricans in New York,
right.
They go to Dominicans for the Santeria, which they both learned from each other when they were on the same island of Hispaniola. Because Santeria is just voodoo.
Yeah.
It's just that's just what it's called for the Simeon.
And see that, and then that aspect of it, be not united. If you go to the island of Hispaniola, you'll see how Simeon and they basically shun the Haitians. They have a very a
lot of animosity towards each other.
Yeah, a lot of animosity towards each other. That's why it says, "Be thou not united." So you don't see that island.
You're not going to see so-called Dominicans
mingling in like that,
mingling with each other.
now you may see a few of them.
Yeah.
But on a mass scale, that won't happen because there's still a lot of prejudice for one another against each other. It's amazing how these prophecies, man, come to pass like this, man. And it's amazing how, you know, these all black believing Israelites, they can't see that manifestation.
Yeah, that's just talking about on this side of the world. So if you can't get it on this side of the world, you can't. It's really better for you to be like a child in the faith. It tells you, as it says, it talked about the child that came up to Yahweh Shai.
Yeah.
It says, forbid them not to come unto me, for such is the kingdom. Children, it says, unless you become like a little child, you shall no wise enter into the kingdom.
That's right.
Because a little child is going to not base things. A little child doesn't base things on outward appearance.
That's right.
They have a lot more of a benevolence about them, and altruistic mentality. What does that mean? For example, you could actually, especially with Jake kids, this proves that Jake kids have a more position to holiness. They did a study where they show a group of kids, young kids, like 2-3 years old, and they'll have an adult in the room by themselves, no parent telling them anything. An adult will drop something and be like, oops, I dropped something. I dropped it. And the kid will get up, even the kid that can't even walk will even crawl and pick it up and give it back to the adult. Right. Which is showing a natural goodness and love for their neighbor. So a kid themselves is actually, if you are like as a kid, and you have a new mindset that's not corrupted, you're actually better off in the faith. Yeah. Because one, if you're preaching this gospel, you're not gonna be judging by outward appearance. You're gonna be just judging by, oh, you like this too? Okay. Right. You agree with this? Come on in. Kids don't do that. There's some aspects of social construct that's there scripturally for us to be away from other nations. Yeah. But when it comes to this gospel, the gospel is the separator. It's not outward appearance. Right. And you gotta be like a kid in mentality to even accept that reality. Yeah. That's right. Because adults believe in the racial construct. Kids don't. Kids are taught that.
That's why they say you know, a baby don't lie, or kids don't lie. Yeah. You know, they'll tell you the truth. Yeah. You know, and just like you might have a booger on your nose. Yeah. Or something. The kid gonna tell you got the booger on your nose, or the kid gonna tell you the truth. He gonna tell you anything that's going on with you that don't look right. He's gonna tell you.
Hey, kid answer the phone. Yeah. Kid answer the phone. Hey, tell him I'm not here.
My mama said.
My mama said tell you that she's not here.
Right.
Out of there, bro. That's right. Yeah. Kids gonna let you know up front. It's adults that they gonna lie.
Yeah, they gonna call you on yourself, man. Yeah. And then what's so bad, man? We teach them to be that way. Yep. We get on them, punish them for doing a righteous act, and then they learn that behavior too, man.
Right. Yeah. They got the fruits of the spirit in them naturally, man.
Yeah.
As a kid.
A lot of times they be inclined towards that righteousness, but you know, man, trains them up in a different path.
Once they get over it, they take it.
Because originally, man, we were created to be righteous, man.
Yeah.
That's how.
In fact, that's what's it called.
Yeah. We were created to be righteous. It's in the Apocrypha. So I mean, but you know, like you say, man, you know, once we made that fall, that's when all this corruptness comes into play. And then when you look at our counterpart Esau, that cat right there, man, he was created to be who he was created to be. Like my wife, man, she was telling me about these kids at the school. Little 15-year-old boy, he over there talking about bomb threats at the school and all this here type stuff. Pulled him in the office and everything. Then they pull up his Facebook page. He's showing putting a gun in his mouth like he's finna shoot himself. And he's like, oh man, this dark humor. I mean, they don't understand the humor. See, that's the mindset of a wicked little individual, man.
Yeah.
You don't, you know, even, man.
Get that Ecclesiastes 7:29.
That's just how them people operate, man, in that darkness.
Ecclesiastes 7:29. Yeah. And that's the thing about the, you know, and even in fact, I'll get that. That's probably Jeremiah, so go ahead and get that real quick.
The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 29. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High has made man upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
There you go.
Upright, because it even tells you when Jacob was a when you go into Jacob and Esau. It tells you when you go. In fact, let's get that in Genesis. When it goes into the description of 20 to 25, it goes into the description after they're born. It tells you what kind of men that they were.
Yeah.
So going 25 and 27ish, 30ish, like around that area. And the boys grew. Yeah, and the boys grew.
Mm-hmm.
This is Genesis chapter 25 and 27. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, and a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in the tents.
Yeah. Now, when you go into that, we're going to go into that word for plain man. Now, this is our forefather.
Yeah. Yep.
This is the beginning of the righteous vine that the Most High had planted and chosen out of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, when you go into that Genesis 25 and let's see 27, the man that was made upright was Jacob. You know, as an example. And we go into that word for plain. The word there for plain is the Strong's H8535 thong, which means perfect, complete, perfect, one who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, etc.
Right.
Sound, wholesome, an ordinary, quiet sort of person, complete morally, innocent, having integrity, one who is morally and ethically pure.
Look at that, man.
That's our forefather Jacob. That's how he was described.
Man.
He was already perfect in all aspects. Looks, personality, intellectually, morally, spiritually.
Perfect.
He was just perfect.
Perfect, man.
Right.
That's our forefather.